Hey Degrassians! So I'm back with another Degrassi recap, and let's just jump right into this week's 3 stories, because you know they always do 3, so let's jump it off. Alright, so first of this week's stories involved Zoe and her cheerleading squad, Dallas and Allie, and Tristan and Miles. So from the top, let me talk about the biggest story, which I thought, of course, was Zoe. So Zoe has been doing this crazy nude photo thing this whole season of Degrassi, and I'm just plain sick of it. This story, y'all already know, makes me sick to my stomach because I just think it's just nasty. I just don't even want to think about what these girls out here are doing nowadays. But anyway, so with her little thing, you know, they've been taking these nude photos, and in this episode it is old girl's sweet 16 birthday, so she's celebrating her birthday or whatever, and she gets like this doll, she gets like this birthday package or whatever. So she opens up the package and inside is a doll, and she waits until her squad girls are away from her to pull the doll string, and what comes out of the doll's mouth, well, not out of the mouth, but you know, the speaker box, is basically a message saying, I know what you did, I know about the nude photos, I know about Degrassi nude, or whatever it is that they call it. So Zoe, of course, hears this and she immediately gets freaked out, but y'all know how Zoe is. She keeps her calm. So she's all good until she starts getting these messages by her phone, and of course the phone number is blocked, and the number is pretty much saying, like, if you don't leave the cheerleading squad, like, I'm gonna tell everyone about the Degrassi nudes, and you know, you're gonna be in big trouble for taking these nude photos. So Zoe gets that and she starts really freaking out. She's like, okay, so I need to pretty much find a way to quit this cheerleading squad so that the word doesn't get out about these nude photos. So pretty much she figures out that she's got to find a way to quit the team, and she also wants to say stop taking the nude photos. So she goes to Grace, who is the mastermind behind this whole thing, and she pretty much tells her that we need to shut this thing down because you know, somebody knows about the nude photos and we don't want to get caught. And Grace is like, oh, don't worry about it, you know, we'll be fine. They can't really trace anything back to us. It's untraceable, but I'll delete the, you know, website or whatever for you guys. So supposedly Grace deletes this website, and oh, I left out a part. Before Zoe wants to go ahead and tell the girls that she quits the team, yeah. So before Grace deletes the photos from the website, or deletes the website altogether, supposedly, Zoe goes ahead and she tries to make an attempt at telling the cheerleading squad that she's pretty much quitting the team because she wants to work on a movie role. But before she works up the courage to do that, come to find out, the girls have bought her this really gorgeous charm bracelet or necklace. I'm not sure which one it was, but they bought her this really gorgeous charm bracelet where, like, each girl, you know, picked out a charm, and you know, they presented it to her as a gift. And you know, Zoe pretty much realized then and there that, you know, she doesn't really have too many friends, and that this is just a great gesture, and that you know, she wants to stay on the squad. So she doesn't tell the girls that she wants to quit. So after, you know, that whole little scene with Zoe and Grace and the deleting of the website, she then goes to her cheerleading squad and she's like, alright girls, you know, we gotta kick some butt. We're pretty much done taking these nude photos. This is over with, you know, whatever, yada yada yada. So the girls are all pumped up. They're like, yay, we don't have to take any more nude photos, whatever, da 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 da. So they're in practice, and then all of a sudden one girl's phone goes off, and then everybody else's phone goes off, and pretty much tells them, you know, like, each girl, I guess, has a different message. One girl is saying, like, we know about chat, and then another one is like, Zoe needs to be kicked off the team, or I'm telling everyone. And that's pretty much the end of the story. Now, I do speculate 2 people as being the person who is sending these messages. I think that it may either be Becky, who of course is someone that we would never suspect, but since Becky is no longer on the cheerleading team, maybe she wanted to get revenge back on Zoe, you know, for this whole little, you know, incident. I mean, she's the whole reason. Zoe is pretty much the whole reason why she's not on the cheerleading squad pretty much now. So I think it's either Becky, and it might also be Frankie, because Frankie, you know, was kicked off the squad because she didn't want to do the photos. So I think it might either be Becky or Frankie who might be sending them the messages, or it could just be some third miscellaneous person who I have no idea who it could be. But that's just who I speculate. I'm making my predictions. So yeah. Alright, so then we have Allie. And alright, so then we have Allie and Dallas, and let me tell y'all, they make the cutest little couple. They are so freaking cute together. So Amy, I need some water. And let me just say, I will be so sad when Allie leaves the show. Like, I feel like her character has just been on Degrassi for forever. And I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. I love her. I love her with the ombre hair. That's just my girl. Alright, so she's got this new guy, Dallas. You know, they've been dating for a while now. And, you know, they haven't been having sex or anything, because we all know that in the past, sex has gotten Allie into a lot of trouble. And I mean a lot. She used to pretty much be the Zoe of the show. But now Zoe is the new Allie, but that's a completely different combo. So, Allie has basically decided that, you know, she wants to abstain from sex, and this is like long-standing. She's not changing her mind about this, you know, whatever. And Dallas is pretty much like, you know, he wants to hit, like, let's just be frank. So Allie has gotten into college, and she's gotten into some school in Cambridge, England. And she pretty much, you know, Dallas finds out about this, and he's pretty much like freaking out. And he's thinking he needs to find a way to like basically impress Allie so that he'll want to keep the relationship alive despite the fact that she might be leaving. So what he ends up doing is he's like in this little, you know, workout room or whatever with his dude. So he's in the workout room with his boy or whatever. They're doing their thing, and they're, you know, conversing about the Allie situation. And we see a big introduction of the Niner. They finally let us know what her name is, and her name is Shay. And they pretty much, she comes into the spotlight in this episode, and she's pretty much like, I know how you can impress Allie, you know, just do something nice and romantic for her and let her know how much you care, yada, yada, yada. So, Dallas hears this, and he's like, alright, cool, you know, I'll book a hotel room. So, of course, once again, he's thinking about, you know, hitting. And it's like, okay, so he books this room with the intentions of finally being able to have sex with Allie. And he tells Allie about the plan, you know, about this hotel room. He's like, yeah, we have this nice candlelit dinner. You know, we can just kind of hang out in the hotel room and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Allie's like, you know, I really want to be able to talk to you. I really want to be able to talk about our future. And having sex right now is not part of that plan. So she pretty much is like, she doesn't want to do this hotel thing. And, you know, she pretty much is completely against it, which I don't blame her. I completely side with Allie on this. I mean, I know most girls probably would, but yeah. So Allie, you know, storms off. So we get to the next little segment of their little thing or whatever, and their little storyline. And then Dallas goes ahead. So what happens after that? Yeah, so it's like the next day or whatever time has passed by in this little storyline, and Dallas is once again working out, and here comes Miss Shay coming over, and she's pretty much like, you know, I see how upset you are about this whole Allie situation. You know, you should just be with someone who likes you and, you know, doesn't try to dismiss your advances, and you know, you just have such a nice smile, and you're so cute, and I really like you, and you're the only guy worth liking, and just all this stuff, you know, to make a guy feel all, you know, gushy and stuff. And honestly, most guys will probably, if they're having trouble with their girlfriend and another girl is coming at them like that, most guys are gonna be like, well, bye to my girlfriend. But you know, Dallas, I don't think he was really like feeling that whole little play-by-play that she was trying to feed him. I don't know. I guess we'll see, you know, the remaining of the season what's going to happen with that. But pretty much Shay tried to kiss him and was going for the kiss, and then Allie walked in, and you know, of course Dallas is going to go after his girlfriend because he loves Allie. Like, this isn't just some woman that he's just, or some girl rather, that he's dating. Like, he really loves Allie. Like, he's waited for forever to, you know, for him, she's pretty much waited forever for him to even be able to get a date with Allie. So the fact that now he is her girlfriend, like, he's really trying to hold on to this relationship, and it's really just really quite sweet, actually. And what ends up happening is that Allie and Dallas finally talk, and they pretty much decide that Allie, you know, when she was saying all the stuff about them wanting to plan for their future, she was being completely serious. She was, you know, making suggestions about how maybe he can play, because I think he plays like hockey or something like that, how he can actually play in England, and, you know, just be, basically, they can still be together after, you know, high school. So she's pretty much letting him know that, you know, hey, I'm still into you. I just don't want to have sex with you right now. Like, that's not a priority for me. I'm going to concentrate on my studies. You know, sex can wait. And if you really like me, you can wait too. So Dallas is pretty much like, you know, all right, you know, I really do like you. So the sex is off the table. We don't have to worry about that. Let's just plan our future. So now they're planning their future together. They're pretty much deciding where they want to go after high school, Degrassi. And yeah, that was pretty much their storyline. So next up we have Tristan and Miles' little story. So Miles is pretty much tripping this week. And I know that I have been saying that Miles hasn't been tripping, but I guess he's been kind of like tripping like on the lay side, like, you know, like he's kind of been like mild tripping, but now he's like over the top tripping where it's like he needs to get help type of tripping. Y'all know what I'm saying? So pretty much he has been blowing off classes, missing school, and people are starting to notice. Winston is like, hey, you know, what's up with the fact that you haven't been coming to class and stuff? You know, he's like trying to talk to Tristan about the whole Miles not coming to class thing. And Winston is pretty much concerned, you know, saying that Tristan is the main reason why Miles has been tripping out, because he wasn't tripping out before he started dating Tristan. So apparently it's Tristan's fault, right? Blame it on the gay guy. Which of course I don't agree with. I just think that Miles is just got some problems that he needs to deal with, instead of just going ahead and sweeping them under the rug. You know, he needs to deal with his real life issues instead of trying to hide them. But anyway, so he's tripping out. I do think that Maya is having her own little thing. This is a side note because Maya wasn't actually in the story this week. But I think that Maya is actually tripping out because of the whole Cam issue. And that never even occurred to me that, you know, Cam committing suicide, you know, a couple of seasons ago was a reflection of the fact that she's been having these dreams or whatever about Miles possibly committing suicide. That thought never dawned on me, but someone brought it to my attention. I was like, oh my God, you're totally right. Like, that makes sense that, you know, she never really dealt with Cam's suicide, so that's why she's bugging out about Miles. So anyway, back to Miles in this week's episode. He was pretty much bugging out, and come to find out, you know, Tristan and him had like this big project that they were doing in school, Miles completely just didn't even show up. He didn't even bother to like text old boy and let him know like, hey, I ain't coming. He's just at home smoking weed in the pool. Like, what? So Tristan, you know, of course he's mad about the fact that Miles didn't come and help him do this project. He storms over to his house after school and he's like, hey, you left me hanging. Like, are you just sitting here smoking, getting high? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to go to school. School is whack. So, Tristan pretty much knows at this point that something's up with Miles, and he pretty much tells Winston and Frankie, his little sister, like, we need to have some type of intervention or something because our boy got some issues and we need to figure out what is going on with him. So, yeah, that was pretty much this week's recap. Yeah, leave me you guys' thoughts after the comments, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Ciao!